All right, imagine this. You're watching one of our newscasts, and we're calling for 2 to 4 inches of snow. Now, it's pretty easy to forget what that looks like or how it can actually affect your life. So that's what we're going to explain here today is those different snowfall forecasts that we have, kind of what they look like and how they can impact your life. So we're going to start off here pretty simple. We're going to open up our door, see our snow piling in here. Now, this little stuff on the ground, you see this all the time. This is just a trace or just less than 1 inch of snow. All it does is kind of make the grass look a little pretty with some white there, and that's pretty much it. Now we start to get some real amounts in there, kind of the 1 to 2 inch range. This one really doesn't do too much either. It's kind of a nice light coating. We see this all the time. Maybe those grassy surfaces or bridges start to cover up with snow. But these are really easy amounts to kind of eliminate off the road, so that usually doesn't impact us too greatly either. Now we get to that 2 to 4 inch range. This is when you start to see kind of those typical impacts. We get several of these in central Illinois every year. You start to get those roads covered a little bit. Maybe some travel is disrupted. For the most part, we're able to keep businesses open, schools open as well. Not quite enough to really knock that down because we can still pre-treat those roads ahead of time. But after that, you get to the 4 to 6 inch range. Now you're talking about some moderate impacts to society. Some schools are going to be closing there. Some businesses are going to be closing as well. Because when you get that much snow all piled up, it just kind of keeps coming down. It's hard to keep up with that and clear it off the roads. Now, when you're talking about half a foot to a whole foot of snow, these are the kind of events that you remember for years. This kind of keeps stuff closed for days at a time. And again, this will be the kind of stuff you might have to go to the store and stock up for ahead of time. These are definitely the bigger impact events. And anything after that is just the cherry on top. Probably a historic event around here in central Illinois. You can see I'm up to my waist here in snow with all this. But also, we've talked about before, it's not always the snowfall amounts. It's the impacts forecast that we talk about because there doesn't have to be a lot of snow. There's 50 or 60 mile an hour gusts. This is what your visibility could look like. And even though there's just a little bit of snow over here, we can clear off those roads. All that wind is just going to blow the snow back there into place. And that's a very hard thing to keep up with and obviously a very high impact situation.